Flying laps. 10 or so have. Seems to be enjoying himself. David, the oldest driver in the championship, and Carlo as well. His transponder's not working, so it takes a while for his time to go up on the screen. But he's second quickest at 1:29.765. And Morgan back into the pit lane. Carrying on, and it's not yet done. A flying lap. Thruxton, 7th partners there. Not really anybody yet. Apart from the track, I can see totally out of the chicane. Anybody really committed themselves past that time amongst the BTCC cars.
Yeah, as it will go right.
Jackson's going to start doing something. He's heading back to the pit lane. David Nye, who has been going pretty well for a few laps. He's done more than anybody in the station. He's done 7 laps. Looking quicker than almost any other driver out on the track. 0.854, which is 7 seconds quicker than Lee Wood. So that's the first driver, I think, of an BTCC car to really commit to the session. And it can't be easy to do that, so it's back. sort of for Thurxton is 5th. In 6th place is Colin Toden, making a demon start from 10th on the grid. Colin Toden already up into 6th place. Then Dave Hughes from Frank Raffle, Rob Collard. So they're coming round, looking down for that.
They start from back in?
Yeah, that'll be the last.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
27.
It takes her out.
Just got an awful long way this year, doesn't it, the grid and the car and all the Gordon sheds are waiting the car right up. We know the sheds can do these heroic drives through the field in time before, actually. So,
I'm not still at the same afternoon or same evening.
You choose the 6 and they just give them to you. They give you, must have been just,
Charlie, they're for the seat. Charlie taking
be in there doing a sort of debrief from the session there, going through the data, talking about how they can make the car quicker. Just behind that and up on the top deck is where the two cars are loaded in. So there's a tail lift which folds down the back, the cars are pushed on, lifted up into the air and then pushed into the top of the truck, and then strapped down on that top deck. Down the bottom, which you can probably see through this angle, there's lots of draw units. Components and parts are kept in there, so nuts, bolts, washers, smaller components like drive shafts, brake discs, spare engine, it's all stored in the truck there. All the bigger items, such as the flooring and tyre trolleys, that obviously come all in there as well. So there's another truck, which a big box lorry just over back here, which takes all the big bulky items, because obviously if you loaded those into that truck, it probably damage the truck. It's not very nice.
Robin?
Yeah. So here we've got both Honda NGTC Honda Civics, both built by Team Dynamics for the start of the 2012 season. They're a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, produces 340 brake horsepower give or take, front wheel drive and front wheel driven through a sequential 6-speed gearbox. So literally once you pulled out the garage or off the start finish line, you don't have to use the clutch again, you just keep pulling that the gear lever towards you, and it does the gear cut, and on the way down it blips the throttle for you. The actual body shell takes 1,000 man-hours to fabricate, so ignore everything else just to create the body shell with all the roll cage. Yeah, just watch yourself. It's actually cut off, the front wings were cut off there, and you can see the roll cage coming through the bulkhead there. So this being an NGTC car, all the subframes, brake discs, everything are the same up and down the paddock. You've got to buy from one supplier. It saves you having to design your own, but obviously then you pay a bit of an inflated cost. Just be careful of the brake discs, are probably still quite hot, so make sure you don't burn yourself. And the end of here is all quite hot still.
How far with the development can they go with the engines? Can they go too far, or? Not
a great deal really, just trying to keep costs down again. Obviously being turbocharged you can affect performance quite cheaply just by upping and reducing the boost. The actual block's not any different, the heads I don't think any different at all, they're not allowed to modify. Let's see if Ed will talk about the engine because he likes talking about this. He doesn't know anything else apparently. But yeah, so there obviously got your air intake through the air filter into the turbo. Obviously the manifolds, it's all completely different to a standard car, but it's all sort of to a development point. They all get flow tested at the start of the year, the standard engines, so they can see how much boost you're allowed. Then in behind the front bumper and rear bumper there's aluminium like bars that have been welded together, sort of like a batter around the rear defensive bar, so that goes there before you get to a carbon fibre sort of structure if you like, before you then get to the actual front subframe. You'll also notice the dampers are actually mounted horizontally, whereas on the Rover car they're based vertically from up in here down to the bottom of the wheel. And that's for packaging reasons, just to make sure that all the cars can keep the same dampers without people knowing they've got better stuff.
I'm sure, isn't it designed for quick change as well?
Not really, it's a bit more difficult to actually change on these. I mean, you've still got to undo 2 bolts, but it's just fiddly to get in there and stuff with the rotary pots and stuff. A standard damper, I mean, you can just drop the bar off. It's just like changing the bar on it, it's actually quite simple to do. I mean, it's just got extra bits there, but if everyone's got to run the same bits then it doesn't really matter. Feel free to open the door around on this side as well. Side intrusion bars. So this is a carbon fibre honeycomb panel. So this is just like an F1 tub. It's made out of the exact same stuff here, that panel, probably about the same sort of thickness as well. So imagine you've got an F1 tub, this level of safety, roll cage, and then another panel the same. So the side intrusion is really strong. And the seat is exactly like a good 6 inches, probably where it would be from standard. Again, if you do have a big side impact, you've got that extra sort of distance of energy absorption, which is quite a critical distance. The black box in the passenger seat, that's where the success ballast and minimum weight ballast has got to go in. You can't go putting it around the car to help sort of the dynamics of the car. Obviously the dash and everything that you need to get to is up in front of you. Anything else is on the floor as low as it can possibly go.
Is all that standard throughout the rest of the Civics, or is that just...
Yes, all, like what you see on this car is exactly the same as Matt Neal and Gordon Shedding's car. I mean, you've got to make the dash look like the standard road car dash, so it's sort of, obviously there's nothing to this, and it's all just plastic, which they flopped on the top. Yeah, no standard gauges. The only gauges I've got is the motorsport dash there. Other than that, that's all you need. But yeah, so. Any other questions? If anyone's got any? Want to point at stuff and say, what's this?
What engine management?
It all runs on Pi, Pectel, Pi.
Yep.
You see like the logos down there, so yeah, it's a very good system, like quite widely used within motorsport and stuff.
And is that used on the rest of the other Civics as well? Does that all...
Yeah, all through the Civics and all through the field. They all run on Pi, or Pectel, which I like to call it. Yeah, it's exactly the same on the field. Which, I mean, like it's within the NGTC rules. I mean, like the older spec cars might have run a different type of management, but everyone's got to buy these same bits. Yeah, I talked about the brakes, I think. Did I talk about the difference in brake sizes? I mean, you can quite obviously see the difference in the front brake disc size and the fact that it's ventilated like groove. The caliper is a 6-pot caliper and the rear is only a steel disc. It's grooves in a single piston caliper. If you have that same size brake on the rear, so you can just lock up the rears. A lot bigger braking force there, weight transfer, car under brake. Yes, with the BMWs, I think they've got a slightly bigger rear disc, or the rear wheel drive, but slightly bigger brake. Yeah, that's that side. This is the transponder I spoke about with the tyres, so there's one on either door. As it goes through, it scans and says, right, this is the Jeff Smith car, and then it scans obviously all 4 tyres as it goes through, and it says, right, yeah, those are the tyres for that car.
Oh, right.
Sensor on wheel nuts, these stuff just unlocated. And then take you by a safety pin that goes through there. Top speed's 155 mph, which they'll do today at this circuit. This is the fastest circuit we're in. Purchase price is about 200 grand, and that'll get you a car sat with 4 wheels but no engine. You've got to rent the engine for the year.
Rent it?
Yeah, it's about 30 grand for the year to rent the engine.
Well, there we are, a bit of overtime.
If you come buy the engine, but it's a better deal to rent it, because if you get a problem then they sort it out for you. Obviously if you blow it up then it's your fault. It's expensive to start.
If you were to purchase the engine, if you were, what sort of price would it be?
I think they're about 15 grand, I think.
But aren't the, take that engine's blueprinted?
15 grand?
Yeah, but obviously like that covers you then, like if you blew the engine out,
Yeah, it's engine.
Rent it before?
30. So you rent, but like that covers you, you've got all your support, so you've got an engine guy with your engine all year and stuff.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So it's quite a big support.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, was engine, take the engine's blueprinted?
Yeah, and all sealed and stuff, so the guys like have to, they're not allowed to touch it. It's built to a specification. So once it's sealed, the only people...
Hill now towards the chicane for the 13th time. Out of the chicane goes Michael Meadows, but the racing going on for 2nd place, and it is still Daniel Lloyd from Rory Thruxton. The gap between Daniel and Rory is now slightly, well it was past us anyway, slightly greater than the gap between Rory and Jonas Gilzin is behind him, but then the gap to the stage chicane, so it becomes I think you'll find that Rory is closing in once more. Certainly was on the previous lap, but close in. He is destined for the pit. Because the left front tyre has been flaking to get the shortcut to the chicane, and so Dean Servant with the damaged left front bodywork caused by the tyre dropping on it, he's in the pit lane, and so I'm afraid for his first retirement of the year Callum will be on the spot as soon as possible, as the leaders now are on lap 16.
I'm right here, and it's unfortunately coolant pouring out the front of the car on the left-hand side of the front. All they can do at Red Eye Racing is watch it and look at it. Damage on the left front, quite a bit of damage actually to the bottom front of the door as well. So the radiator has cocked it, and the coolant is leaving the vehicle.
Yeah, we've just actually had a replay of how that happened. We don't think we saw it live, but anyway, the damage is quite vulnerable. So
if I can get a word with Dean if you want. He's
yes.
right next to me at the moment. All in all, Dean, a day to forget. Difficult day, okay, retired. Dean Stoneman down in the pit lane.
And I think you may be having Rory Butcher into the pit. He's coming very slowly through the chicane. Yes, Rory Butcher heads to the pit lane. So very suddenly, what was a good old race going on the second place, first time, and they all bunch up behind us incredibly close. So surely going to be a little bit of contact here. Held by Adam Morgan. Jeff Smith has never raced this Yes, that was because of that big grassy moment at church, no doubt. Yes, at church, of course. You've got the leaders then, that's a couple of laps to go, of course. He's back in the race. Now we've got the leaders coming through the chicane. BMW is coming out of the chicane and it's reversing as quickly as possible out of the way. And so I can't tell you which one it is, but it's just going again. Jeff Smith, or can he make it? He's going to try and save it, and he goes all the way through the corner, but eventually Jeff Smith gets the benefit of the chicane. The Honda is in front and turns neatly through the chicane, clips the curve very nicely, leaves most of the curve in the signal. Gets level with the Honda, but he's not going to get quite level enough to be able to turn in ahead, so it is still the Honda in front as they come through the chicane. And again, the Sam Thornton is going to have to goes for the outside line now, so they make for the chicane. The MG of Jason Benno leaves and flies over the chicane there. That time in second place. Just been warm. Third is next place now. Coming in third place for the weekend. Just a fraction now from the trio behind. Made up huge ground. Bob's tip to win. Looks as though it could be going Jason's way at the moment. Comes through the chicane. Again, flying high, but only on 2 wheels. The wheels off the circuit. Short cut the last wheel of the chicane, but that's all the slow cutting. And so he's still keeping Gordon Shed behind him. Matt Neal, Andrew Jordan. Looking better. Yes, Smith, he's looking. Still on the length and a half, things secure. Jordan, of course, has very effectively. Gordon Shed just can't find a way around the MG. Goes to the outside line here, but he can't do it into the chicane. That's all. Tremendous job here. That's all. Behind him. That's warning flag going out to car 55. That's Jeff Smith, but obviously making a champion. The worst defender here in the chicane. He is back with you, Bob. That's it. Yep. Smith going through. Easy way now. And still in third place. We have very much in contention there. Of course, trying to hold on. As they come up towards the chicane for the completion of lap 10, 6 laps to go. So Gordon Shed is down to third place. Gordon Shed is now third, Sam Donald down to fourth. Back with you, Bob. Lap 11. Jeff Smith, Donald, Neil. Another gap to go. Another gap. For Gordon Shed to go past Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith, however, sticks to his line into the corner. And we've got Sam Donald under wheel second out for Honda US Racing Team Division. He has Matt Neal behind him. Sam Donald, Matt Neal, and Andrew Jordan running up to get the second place. Very closely. That is there. Gordon Shed gets past Jeff Smith. He might be able to do something about closing down on Jason Slater, who's back at the complex for the 12th time. Absolutely no problem there. But Smith under the lap. Late down the inside, but it's still late. And Neil does the same thing to the other. And the second right at the back of us here. Now Seawood needs the before the end. Jason comes out of the chicane, leading the way, and Sam Donald Smith in the middle of the chicane. That time, but he's still just about ahead of Matt Neal. And Jordan May comes in to complete there. And then we've got now by vehicle limited now by. And on the tyre, the left front tyre has been taken to Gordon Shed lead. Second place is Andrew Jeff Smith, I should say. Third is Matt Neal at fourth is Andrew Jordan. The Honda 1 now. Honda double fifth. Sam Ford off 6 down to 7. So Jason Slater did all he could to keep the car on the tarmac, but I'm afraid the tyre has been taken, the left front tyre has been taken. And so in the way that Andrew Jordan was thwarted in the first race, so Jason Slater is thwarting in this one. That's 14 laps completed, 2 laps to go. It's a Honda 1, 2, 3, 4. And Matt Neal was very much like making it look push those birthday cars back into third and fourth. So Matt Neal is the 6 points now to the second place driver. And further back, one of the Airways cars. So Jason Sato with a lot of support for him here from the spectators in the club chicane. Jason Sato, I'm afraid, after leading for so long, with the deflated left front tyre. Steers off to the right, and so we've got 3 Hondas in the first three places now because Jeffrey's joined behind Thomas Cole, and also behind us. There's no love lost between the 2 Hondas, and Matt Neal and Jeff Smith, wheel to wheel, door handle and door handle into the corner, but Jeff Smith is the one who lost out there. Getting a replay on the screen now. went over the curbing, so it was all a bit rough and ready that. Gordon sent her out in front of the airway car from the car behind the two airway cars, so he slipped back a bit. Yes, that's right, he's got back behind the two airway cars down to 8th place now. And so on this final lap, still plenty of things happening, but I don't think anything's going to try Gordon Shed. The Matt Neither wants as they come into the chicane for the final time, and is there going to be a change for second place? I don't know that there is. I think Andrew Jordan's going to settle for third place. As they go over the corner, he goes over the curve, Matt's going to run on Matt Neal. He's going to be almost level with as they go across the start finish. Let's go across the finishing line. And see what the timing screen tells us. The second place for Matt Neal by 49,000.